cámara, damas y caballeros, presente público y aficionados del todo el mundo. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from the beautiful city of San Juan, Puerto Rico, it's time for the main event of the evening. Esta es la pelea principal de la noche de 12 asaltos, 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Welterweight Championship of the World. Presentando al retador en la esquina azul, usando calzón rojo. Introducing the challenger on my left in the blue corner, wearing red trunks, originally from Santa Marta, now living in Barranquilla, Colombia. Tiene un peso de 147 libras. He weighed in at the welterweight limit of 147 pounds. Con un récord de 36 victorias, una derrota y un empate, tiene 27 ganadas por knockout. With a record of 36 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, he has 27 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked the number 2 welterweight contender by the IBF. Aquí está el retador, clasificado número 2, peso welter, introducing the challenger, Hugo Pineda. Y su rival en la esquina roja con calzón blanco, his opponent in the red corner wearing white trunks y representando Cupe Alto, Puerto Rico. Pesando 147 libras, he weighed in 147 pounds. Tiene un sobresaliente récord de 34 victorias sin derrota, con 29 de ellos por knockout. He is undefeated in his campaign in the ring with 34 wins, no losses, 29 wins coming by way of knockout. Aquí tenemos un gran campeón puertorriqueño y el gran campeón mundial peso welter tonight, making his 13th defense of his title. Please welcome one of boxing's exciting pound-for-pound greatest, the explosive IBF welterweight champion of the world. Demos la bienvenida al sensacional e invicto Felix Tito Trinidad.
Ok, vamos afuera. No. Hugo. Tito. Ok, muchachos, ya yo les di las instrucciones. Voy a ser bien estricto en la regla. Sigan mis comandos y no habrá problema. Peleen listo, el que gane el mejor.
Jim, they've been fumigating this arena for 2 days to get rid of the mosquitoes. But Pineda is here, and he is a mosquito that might draw a little blood.
Felix Trinidad with a long history of suffering knockdowns in early rounds. One of those fighters who doesn't really seem fully to have his legs under him sometimes until the 3rd or 4th round. He's been down early in at least a half dozen bouts, but we don't know for sure whether Pineda has the kind of punching power that could affect that, although of course the 27 knockouts on his record look good. Pineda trying to work his right jab to start the bout.
From the chest up, Pineda does look like a middleweight or even bigger.
Began his career as a professional as a featherweight 8 years ago. At 167 tonight, he's 1 pound short of the super middleweight limit. in a welterweight title fight. Pineda throwing most of the early blows here, although it is Trinidad who comes forward and stalks for offensive opportunities. Trinidad short with the left hand. Still considerable distance between Tito and Hugo Pineda. As Trinidad tries to measure that distance and shorten it. Fighter with immense offensive skills.
Pineda is trying to use his longer arms to maintain a distance that's to his advantage, Trinidad's disadvantage. And right now, he is doing it, trying to create the geometry of the fight. There you can see Tito is a little bit short with that punch.
Lead left hook by Trinidad, about a half glove short. Pineda short with most of his jabs in this round, but that's been the most frequent offering from either of the fighters. Trinidad sticking the left hand, and you can see that the crowd will respond with overwhelming enthusiasm to any Trinidad punch. Right hand lands for Felix. Distance begins to shorten. As slowly, imperceptibly throughout the first round, Felix has stalked and moved his feet closer to the feet of Pineda. Little left hand lands inside for Pineda.
And he tried that right hook as well.
Round one coming to the close. Relatively cautious round for both fighters. Pineda more aggressive than Trinidad, though Trinidad moved forward. And as we go to the corners, where we expect both trainers to be speaking Spanish, our interpreter is former Puerto Rico resident Hector Garcia.
Calm. I want you calm. This is only a matter of time. A matter of time. Just relax. The jab is reaching little by little. Great.
Okay. Okay.
Don't give him any opportunity to run you over. Don't let him initiate. You go first. Even if you move back, he'll come back in with that straight left hand.
Well, there's good news and bad news from CompuBox for the Hugo Pineda corner. The good news is that he doubled Trinidad's punch output in the first round, throwing 54 punches. The bad news is, by CompuBox's reckoning, he landed only 2 of those 54. Trinidad was 6 for 27 in a very measured first round.
Yeah, that's the definition of a feel-out round.
Straight right hand lands for Trinidad.
Yeah, that right hand, Jim, landed or grazed the right eye of Pineda.
Little left lands for Trinidad. Pineda overshoots with the right. Now Trinidad comes back with another straight right hand. Felix beginning to show the accurate punching skills which made him such a knockout sensation. Counter right hand lands for Trinidad. Pineda still trying to stick the jab and maintain some distance between himself and Felix Trinidad.
By his own admission, Pineda told us he thought he would have to knock out Trinidad to win the fight. So one has to assume either that he's laying a trap here or he just can't find a way to cut loose.
Trinidad landed a body shot moments ago, the first time he's gone to Pineda's body. Tito getting progressively more aggressive as round 2 continues. Right hand lands over the top.
The crowd jumps up and screams at almost anything that Tito throws near Pineda.
Pineda driving Tito back with a left hand to the body. Against Costa-Tzu, Pineda had his moments, but he was knocked down in the 4th and 7th rounds, and eventually the fight was stopped in the 11th. One of the most interesting notes from the Tszyu fight is that Pineda had a lot of trouble finding Tszyu, a lot of trouble landing against him, and Tszyu is not regarded as a particularly elusive defensive fighter. Now Pineda banging the right hand against Tito's left shoulder. Straight left hand by Pineda was blocked by the right glove of Trinidad. Now Trinidad snakes his right hand up the middle against Pineda.
From what I've seen of Trinidad in most of his recent fights is that he has tightened up his defense. Fighters who are big punchers often leave themselves open and get knocked down. Lately, that hasn't been happening to Tito as much as it happened early in his career.
Again, calm down. At any time now, you're going to come inside. Pay attention to this guy. Relax. We're going to try. We have to try to get to his body, little by little. The possibilities are there. This is the time. He's dead. This guy's dead. He can't fight it. His eyes are white. When he gets close to you, go for it.
Watch Trinidad there. He slips a jab, slips another jab, and one by going under it, another time by going sideways, and there by going under it again.
A wildly enthusiastic corner of Hugo Pineda, apparently telling their man that Trinidad has nothing and that he's ready to go. I think that's what I heard over there.
Ready to go where, I wonder?
Ready to go after Pineda, if you're listening to Tito's dad, Felix Trinidad Sr., who is his manager, his trainer, negotiates the deals with Don King, and has therefore become a pivotal figure in the still ongoing negotiation for the De La Hoya fight. Brilliant left hook landed by Trinidad, and Felix knows that he has hurt his opponent.
Patient Trinidad.
Left hand lands again.
Not rushed at all. Probing for openings.
Can finish you with either the left hook or the right cross or an assortment of other punches. To its collective feet. And now they sit back down.
Trinidad stalking.
Straight
punching,
right hand lands again.
Finding the range.
And now Pineda punches his way out of the corner. Roberto Ramirez immediately stops him to give Pineda a chance to recover.
That was a low blow, and Pineda has his trunks on very low as well.
Yeah, Pineda not exercising the tall man's option to wear the cup and the belly guard up around his ribcage.
Well, both of them are standing in the pocket right now.
You don't want to stand in the pocket and trade with Felix Trinidad. He's too sharp, too quick, too powerful a puncher.
Well, Pineda must feel that that's his only chance. That he's going to have to hit back with something and let Trinidad know that he just can't come in without expecting something in return.
Pineda doing a good job of continuing to fire so that Trinidad has to measure his aggression. Can't just go straight in. Trinidad with a very accurate punching third round begins to break down the Pineda defenses.
When you're inside, use that uppercut. Use that uppercut and come from the bottom up. You're going to catch him with an uppercut. Change your hands now. You're missing on top, so come from the bottom up. This is only a matter if you hit him in his body. You have to hit his body.
Here you see Trinidad landing the best punch of the fight. Pineda took it well. And later in the round, a straight right hand. Not a power punch. He sometimes shoots that punch out, that quick little right hand, almost like a strong jab.
Trinidad does something that George Foreman loves to see in young fighters. He measures his punches in such a way that they come at you different speeds. Sometimes the fastball, sometimes the curveball. Round 4 begins. Trinidad throwing only 33 punches per round in the first 3 rounds, concentrating on accuracy rather than activity. Pineda starting to throw a little more freely now in the opening minute of round 4, and he pays a price for it as Trinidad lands a straight right hand across the top.
The more I watch Pineda, Jim, the more I think to myself, this is the biggest welterweight I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, we were going down the list of tall welterweights yesterday, and it includes people like Trinidad, De La Hoya, Mark Breland, Tommy Hearns.
No, but this guy is just big all over. You know, it's like seeing a small dog that looks like a big dog.
It was the reckoning of our experts that the tallest measured welterweight of recent prominence was Maurice Blocker, 6'2". Left hook lands again for Trinidad. Crowd roars in appreciation. Missing with that left hook, bounces that one off the top of Pineda's head. Pineda trying to come back. Roundhouse punches leave the opening. Trinidad leaves the right hand right up the middle. Now goes to the body.
Beautiful body punch in the midst of all that headhunting. Pineda fights him back.
Right uppercut landed, left hook landed. Pineda taking these punches well, but Trinidad finding more and more openings and landing with greater and greater accuracy.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime for Pineda. He's trying to make the best of it against one of the best fighters in the world.
And the crowd may eventually learn to appreciate Pineda's tenacity. He's hanging in there while the crowd roars as though Tito has floored him twice. Left hook to the body, and Pineda couldn't handle that one.
Spits out his mouthpiece. Looks like he doesn't want to get up.
Not going to get up. This fight is over. Felix Trinidad with a 4th round knockout on a body punch.
You saw all of his weapons. Stiff jab, hook, rights, the body punch, and above all, the patience that goes with what, to me, is one of the most self-confident fighters or athletes I've ever seen. He acts as though he was to the manner born. This is what his destiny is. He's completely confident of everything he does in the ring.
A calm, assassin-like performance by Felix Trinidad as he takes out the very game Hugo Pineda in the 4th round. I say game because Pineda was up to that point, although he didn't want to get up after taking the body shot.
He got hit with 7 or 8 real hard punches in that round. And maybe all of the weight he had to take off to make weight hurt him in the end when he was hit in the body, Jim. Weakened him in the body.
So Trinidad does his part, just as De La Hoya did a week ago. Whither now the continued negotiations for a possible summit meeting September 18. Felix Trinidad closing the show in round 4, landing 32 of 52 punches, including 28 of 44 power shots. Watch again the accuracy with which Trinidad went about this. Right cross there hurts Pineda. And now looking for opportunities to finish. Right hand to the body. Backs Pineda back into the ropes. Straight rights landing. The left just missed. But by now, Pineda wobbling and unsure of himself. And that left hook to the body was all it took for Felix Trinidad to finish off a wounded warrior in Hugo Pineda. Another look from the upstairs angle, and watch the body shot right here. Boom. Reminiscent of Roy Jones's body shot knockout of Virgil Hill last year in Mississippi. Once the mouthpiece came out, as Pineda was going to the canvas, he never showed the slightest interest in putting it back in. Victorious moment for Felix Trinidad. Moves his record to 35-0 with 30 knockouts. Remarkably similar to the record of Oscar De La Hoya, 31-0 with 25 knockouts. Will they meet September 18? Well, let's go to Jimmy Lennon for the official particulars on this one.
Damas y caballeros, tenemos el tiempo 2 minutos 53 segundos en round número 4 with a time of 2 minutes 53 seconds in round number 4. He's the winner by way of knockout. El ganador por knockout, el gran campeón puertorriqueño y el gran campeón mundial, el invicto Felix Tito Trinidad.
Ok, septiembre 18.
Unstat numbers will offer testimony to the one-sidedness of the fight. Trinidad landing 53 more, throwing 94 less, and therefore outdistancing Pineda in connect percentage by an extremely wide margin. That was total punches, power punches. It was a clinic. Trinidad landing 52% of his hooks, crosses, uppercuts, and body shots. And Pineda only 16 of 91. So we called it a showcase at the beginning of the evening, and indeed it became a showcase for Trinidad's accuracy, balance, patience, punching power. And Larry Merchant, who summed it all up so well at the end, ready now in the ring with Tito.
All right, thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Felix. Did he pose any problem at all for you because of his size?
¿Él te dio algún problema por causa del tamaño de él?
No, sí, sinceramente no me dio problema. Yo iba con calma, esas eran las instrucciones de mi esquina.
No, no problems at all. I was being real calm, and there was instructions from my corner anyways.
Were you determined here to send a message to Oscar De La Hoya with your performance?
¿Estabas tú determinado mandarle un mensaje a Oscar De La Hoya con tu trabajo hoy?
Sí, el mensaje él lo tiene hace mucho tiempo, pero ahora acabo de comprobar que yo soy el mejor libra por libra. Y septiembre 18 lo voy a ver en el ring.
He had the message a long time ago, but this was a way for me to demonstrate to him that yes, I'm ready for him for September 18th.
You've made it clear that you want to fight Oscar De La Hoya. There have been some problems with resolving the final matters in the contract. Are you confident that those matters will be resolved and that the fight will take place in September?
¿Tú crees que los problemas que han habido en el contrato para pelear con De La Hoya se van a resolver a tiempo para pelearlo?
Sí, se van a resolver a tiempo. Don King y Tito Trinidad, #1 in the world, y queremos pelear en septiembre 18.
Yeah, the problems will be solved on a timely fashion for that fight to take place.
So you're confident the fight will take place. What does that showdown mean to you in your career?
¿Qué quiere decir esa pelea para ti en tu futuro?
Bueno, esa pelea para mí es bien importante. El mundo entero nos quiere ver peleando y yo voy a demostrarle una vez más al mundo entero que yo soy el mejor libra por libra. Septiembre 18 te veo en el ring.
This fight for me is very important, and I'm going to demonstrate it on the 18th that I'm the best fighter in the world.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, Tito.
Quisiera enviar un mensaje, un saludo a mi tía en Nueva York y un saludo también a todas las personas que están en Vieques, Puerto Rico, respaldando al pueblo de Puerto Rico.
A message to all my relatives in New York and Vieques, Puerto Rico.
Thank you again. And back to you, Jim. I'll join you in a moment.